your sound.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Next Rungs weekly podcast, The First Rung, where we talk about 40K, tournaments, lists, hobbying, and anything else that strikes our fancy. This week, I want to lead off with something a little bit sad, however. In the past week, we saw the passing of one of the one of the well-known members of our little competitive community here, Geoff Robinson, who unfortunately passed away last week. He will be missed. I would like to ask anybody who's interested to take a look at his charity. It's socialbulldogrescue.org. The link's in the video description. But
Just quick correction, Peter.
oh, I'm
Um,
sorry.
SoCal, right?
yeah, so it's SoCal Bulldog Rescue. It's not actually just a charity in California. It's not actually Jeff's charity, but he was like he loved bulldogs or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So rest in peace to the man.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Anybody who is, but go ahead and take a moment of silence. You know, every time we have somebody pass, it's a loss to the community. But on to happier things. This last week we saw the Battle in the Warp tournament, and we have not only two of our next rung members going, we have the mysterious winner, Mike. So we had Connor, Mike, and Dan attending, and I'll go ahead and hand it over to Connor, Dan, and Mike to talk about their experiences.
All right. So just real quick on the battle on the warp, kind of what it is, a little bit of background. I believe it achieved major status. Am I right,
Yes,
Dan?
sir.
So it achieved major status. It's the first major that I know of in Richmond, or in the sort of surrounding our area. It's run by our friends over at Warp Charged Gaming. George Rollins was the TO. We had some of the Middle America members of Warp Charge Gaming drive out to the tournament, which was cool to see those guys. But it was a 5-round GT over 2 days. There was like $3,500 in prize support, which is awesome. So next time we have a major, everybody come down. There's like good places to stay in Richmond, good food to eat. The store is really big, has a lot of merchandise, and it's all about supporting the community and putting on more events. So it was a great event, all said and told. And 3 of us were there, like Peter said. So Dan, do you want to kick off with your tournament experience?
Absolutely.
We're gonna save the champ for last, everybody.
I want to preface everything and say that I don't like drones, but we'll get to that in a minute. But no, it was a really fun experience. I had an easy win, you could say, round 1. Fortunately, my opponent had some real life circumstances that precluded him from getting in, so it was kind of an official bye. But round 2, I got to play probably one of the better Castellan players that I know of, myself included. He was Patrick Parker from Peace Through DACA.
Shouts out Patrick.
He definitely stomped me badly. We were playing. So this is a Nova tournament, which had some awkward points if you're familiar with ITC. But he basically stomped me. He max scored on me 27-11. I made some mistakes in deployment that bit me in the butt, and he played a great game. Was a hell of a dude, and it was a painful experience. I haven't had those in a while. Round 3 though, I had the pleasure of going against Knights, another Castellan, with 2 Crusaders, and of course I was running my Knights and Guard and Admin, and it was actually one of Mike's friends. And that was kind of similar to the game with Parker, in that I won, ended up tabling, but we had a chance to sit down and talk for a bit, so it was kind of cool. But that was the end of a long day 1 for me. Day 2 was a bit of a grind, but really cool. I had I had 2 really close games. Friend of the show, Mark Hurdle, was my round 4 opponent. He brought his Imperial Fist Devastators. I ended it was a back and forth game. I ended up winning by 2 points on the last round. Last battle round, failed a charge, which gave me my. And round 5 was against another friend of the show, Kenneth Knox, and with his Tau and 34 drones. I ended up winning that turn 6 because he basically failed a charge 2. I won by 3 points. And that was 34 drones that I had to chew through and 3 riptides. And drones, what can you say? I know Mike, he also agrees that drones should be put in some dark, deep place and that kind of thing. But overall, it was a hell of a fun experience. The day 2 is probably my favorite 2 games because Mark is a friend of mine. I've played him in the past year, and Ken was a great. Both were very close games.
You're cutting out a little bit, Dan.
Yeah, I'm getting a call. My bad.
Cool.
Connor, why don't you take over and tell them about yours?
Yeah,
I know
so
you actually won money.
yeah, it's a pretty entertaining tale. So I took Eldar Flyers. I took the list, a slight tweak of the list that I ran at ACC with the piece through DACA team. So it was cool to see all those guys coming down to the event. So it was 3 Razor Wings, 3 Crimson Hunters, a Hemlock, and 2 Air Wings. Then throw in a battalion of the Light Talk with a Farseer on a jet bike, a Warlock on a jet bike, a unit of 20 Guardians, 2 units. I'm sorry, a unit of 10 Rangers. Oh my God, I can't speak. 20 Guardians, 10 Guardians, 5 Rangers. Those are the troops. Then I had a Wave Serpent and 9 Scatterbikes. So that was, I've been playing with that for like 3 weeks. I was like, kind of comfortable with it. Thought it would be fun to run at an event. So what happened was round 1, I played Orcs. One of the guys from Maryland named Ames. Cool dude, fun game. It was really, really tight. It was basically a matter of me screening out boys for 6 turns. He wasn't really able to kill my flyers, and I was able to kill he had a lot of Death Coptas, and I was able to pick those up pretty quickly with the Crimson Hunters. And the big point in the game on turn 3, I'd spent 2 turns vecting his shock attack gun, getting more DACA because I knew that thing would just destroy my flyers if it could connect. And going into turn 3, I was out of CP, so I was a little worried. But I was able to character snipe the big mech with the shock attack gun with my Hemlock, and then that put me in a strong spot to sort of maintain my lead. And I ended up winning by like 3 points. Great game, super fun. That brings me to game 2. I played against, who did I play against day 2? It was, oh man, this is embarrassing. So I played Ames, then I played
Austin.
I played Austin game 3. Game 2. Game 2 was a game that I also won. Or no, was that? No, I'm sorry, people. Game 2, I played my boy from New Zealand, Tama. He's a friend of Warp Charge Gaming. I don't believe I just forgot this. Super fun game. He was playing Tau. It was just like, he's a really cool dude. He doesn't play 40K that much, but he had been training for like a week because he'd been up here visiting. And I ended up winning by like 5 or 6 points or something like that. And it was a really close game, really fun. I had my favorite moment of the tournament was in that game. I basically won the game on trapping a unit of Fire Warriors on my turn 5, and getting a bunch of stuff into combat with the trap unit, like a Wave Serpent and the Guardians and a Warlock, all trapped with this one unit of Fire Warriors. And then I had bottom of turn and Nova. I was taking endgame, so I was able to splinter off from that trap and get a max primary at the end there. So that was pretty sweet. And then game 3, I played the man, the myth, the legend of Virginia, Austin Wingfield. He totally wrecked me. I was really like, damn. He was running Triple Lord Discordant and a Renegade Knight pre-Codex, and that motherfucker blew up a lot of my planes with the reroll to hit strat because it does not say reroll failed hits. It just says reroll hits. And he wrecked me with that plane, and the Discos wrecked me. And I didn't play it very well. and I was very sad. And I got 6 points and he maxed, so that was terrible. Day 2 rather. Game 1, I played against. Oh my god, I just can't remember. Oh, I'm sorry. Game 1, I played against a Chaos player who was running triple Disco, triple Butcher Cannon Contemptor, and some Cultists and Havocs. And I lost that game by a lot. I got absolutely obliterated off the table. Another sad game for me. At this point, I'm discovering I really hate Flyers. I never want to play Flyers again. Get the Flyers away from me. And then the last game of the day, and this is where it gets interesting, because I had a tactic at this tournament after I started losing, because the prize support was so good that every 16th place got $150 in store credit, because it was like kind of like every bracket. So I was shooting to win bracket 3 going into day 2. Then I get stomped. Then I'm like, ooh. And then I play my buddy Kurt Phillips, who I know from Facebook, on the last round of the day. And going into the round, I kind of made like a lazy, uninformed calculation. I was like, if I get 10 points, I'm probably going to come in 33rd. And I'll win some money for the bracket. Kurt was also playing Eldar. He's running like Skyweavers and Crimson Hunters. He went first, and then he just obliterated me slowly. So I scored 10 points in that game. I didn't get 33rd, right? But I got 45th out of 60-odd people. At this point, I'm not going to win any prize money, and Connor is kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was I was the lowest. I was 45th place, but I was the only person at that point who had played all 5 rounds with a score that was high enough to win the last bracket. So I actually won the last bracket, which was hilarious. I got a trophy and I got $150 in store credit. It was very exciting. Michael's going to tell you about all the store credit that he won, but let me show you my trophy, people. It's amazing. My trophy is a golden 3D printed chainsword, and it's fucking sick. And I got 45th place, and I won this. And it's probably this has been my favorite tournament I've ever played in, because I won so much money for doing so badly, which was great. So yeah, and then after that, I bought stuff for my new army, which is going to be Talos and Skyweavers, because I greatly miss having combat, and I greatly miss having Eldrad in my list. So that's going to about do it for me, boys and girls. Good tournament, great show by George Rollins, and I'm going to kick it over to the champion, the fish man himself, the winner of the Fish on Fish Clash on the top table, on stream. You guys can watch it on Warp Charge Gaming's Twitch channel. My man, Mike.
What's up, guys? So, not gonna lie, it was my first major, and I was playing this similar list earlier this year and went to 6 Broadsides for a bit. I went back to this because I hate not having the mobility from the 3 Riptides. But as for the tournament, it was a great time. I didn't want to be on stream at all day 2, but I ended up both games being on there because I maxed out all 3 games for day 1.
Boom. Can you tell us your list, Mike?
My list consists of a battalion with a 3 Cyclic Ion Blaster commander and drone controller, with a Dark Strider and 3 Fire Warriors. I've got and they have 3 broadsides in there, all with advanced targeting systems, which is an additional AP. My second attachment was a Vanguard with a 4 Cyclic Ion Blaster commander and 3 Riptides, all equipped the same with heavy brush cannon, Stormbolt systems, advanced targeting system, and target lock, so they can move and shoot. And my last attachment was not Talsept, it was Sisea for the Markalite Bomb. So ethereal on drone with 3 marksmen. The drones, I had 5 shield drones with my broadsides, and then 3 other drone squads with 4 shield, 2 Markalites each. I did that just because I didn't think I had enough Markalites to fill it.
Let me cut you off real quick, Mike. Does anybody else hear the popping sound?
Yeah,
Little reverbation here.
it'll be fine. It'll clear itself up in a minute. It should, hopefully. Sorry, audience.
Okay.
Okay. It might be me. My mic's pretty bad.
Cool.
Um,
No problem.
so as for the tournament, round one, I played someone from Maryland. He's a local gamer named Andrew Alberter. We've played before. He played Tyranids. He got turn one, came up with all of his flying hive tyrants, did some damage, charged with some gene stealers, killed some fire warriors, and tied up a marksman, so I couldn't shoot them. However, on my turn, I called Keon, killed all three hive tyrants and most of another gene stealer squad, and then four of his six hive tyrants, hive tyrant guard. So then I pass back. He brings Swarmwood up, and he dies in Overwatch, and we end the game there. Talk out the last couple rounds. Unfortunately, round
Brutal.
one wasn't very exciting. But he brings up basically we talk out the rest. I end up scoring 27-14. Most of these games I don't get to like go out and just completely destroy my opponent because they all took a progressive against me. Big surprise. Play Tau.
Sure.
But that was round one. Round two, I played Kurt Phillips. His Dark Eldar. Um, the three planes scared the crap out of me. So I took enough big game hunter basically to dig out the planes and the Ravagers he has. He got first turn, brought a plane into my backfield, and basically brought everything up. So on my turn, I called the first Master of War of Montka for my commander, so I could move and shoot. I shoot down the plane with the commanders, and I kill two of the three Ravagers, and I believe I destroy Venom as well. Passing back on next turn, he brings things up farther. Kill some drones. Can't really do much damage to my suits because the drones being there, taking the saves. And he brings another plane in the right backfield. He also had the bikes come up at that point, and they try getting the combat, but couldn't because there's drones in the way. So he charged the drones and couldn't kill them because shield drones are dumb. So then on my turn, I fall back the drones, unload the broadsides into those bikes, commanders into the plane again, and I kill my own commander, shooting that plane down, giving him a point. After that turn, he has one plane left. I push forward, kill off most of his army, and the next turn after that, he still has the plane, but I kill off his last two archons. Enabling him on turn 3. I ended up turning on turn 3, so I moved up earlier, but the end score was 27-18. So then again, it didn't blow him out until turn 3, but I ended up getting boots on the ground against him because he had one plane left. Round 4. Round 3. So the last round of day 1. I played Jeremy Knox, another Dark Elder player. No planes in this list. There's a lot of Venoms and a lot of bikes. I ended up going first, calling Montka and forcing him to use lightning fast reflexes on his bikes so I could unabatedly just kill 4 of his 6 Venoms. I got 5 Margos on one and then just unload it into the others. From there, he moves up the bikes. He chooses not to charge because he doesn't feel like dealing with Tau Overwatch. So the ones he did charge, I Overwatch into, and I kill some of the bikes, but he fails the charges. I then end up backing up with the guys who got in and finishing the bikes off. Much like playing against Kurt. After that, I push up and I just slowly will his army down. Ended up tabling him top of turn 6. So I get another 27 points because I was able to score all my secondaries earlier in the game. And
Very nice.
Very nice.
So that was the end of day 1. I was real nervous because I was seed number 2 at that point. And I go into playing against the 5 flyer Eldar list. And I don't feel like it's a great matchup for Tau. I talked out with some buddies. I'm not going to lie. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. So I'm going to depend on others to get some information because I don't play against Eldar enough. Got some advice on like what to do and what to kind of how to win that game out mathematically. So I go into day 2, forget half of that, and pick a secondary that I didn't score a single point in. Striking the rank and file, he holds the Rangers till turn 3. and he's just off in the corner holding one objective. And I'm like, guess I'm not killing them. In that game, he ends up giving me turn 1. And I'm like, I'll take it. I Master Reward up, shot down one of the Dark Elder planes, and did kill some bikes off. He makes a mistake on his first turn, moves his bikes up, fails to get off the double move psychic power, and is then out of range on my Riptide with all of his Shining Spears. So he has to shoot Firewars. Decides not to charge. So then I return fire on my next turn, killing off the bikes, the second Dark Eldar plane, and 2 of the Ravagers.
Ooh.
Yeah, lots die turn 2. And then on his next turn, he kills some drones, and some fireworks, but doesn't get much else done. On the next turn, basically all he has left on the board at top of turn 3, because he decided not to bring range on turn 2, is his characters. So I move his characters and 1 Ravager left. So I move everything up into his backfield. I was able to kill the Ravager fall first, and all the characters except for the Farseer and the Archon. The Archon just felt like making all of his saves. Couldn't do anything about that. So then he brings those Rangers in, tries taking down my Riptides who have 3 up and 1 save, fails to do that. Riptide goes down to 1 wound at this point. One of them, the other 2 are basically fully healthy. And I move up, I kill his Farseer and his Archon, and then pepper down the Hemlock. Because I do shoot down one of the Exarchs. I got too close to my commanders. So shy down with those guys. Hitting on 2s helps a lot.
Hey, Mike, can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
Do you see, is there like a way you can turn down the volume on your microphone that you know of?
I can move it away from my face. That's all I really can do.
Okay, that'd be good.
It's a Bluetooth headset.
That will probably help the popping greatly, actually.
Okay, cool.
Does that help there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
No, it's all good. Don't worry about it.
All right. So then after that, next couple rounds we just kind of trade shots, and then at the end, it came down to him. So we both are basically tied on second. I have a couple more points than him on secondaries, and we're gonna tie on primaries because he can easily kill off 3 drones. He ends up failing to kill killing my commander with his Rangers, and then he's not able to shoot him. So my commander's left with 1 wound holding the objective, so he does not get another headhunter point. Ended up me winning by 3 points, 17 to 14, because of that. So that was a tight game. Got lucky a couple times, and that one is on stream. So if you guys want to watch, you can go and do that. The last round was Tau on Tau. Against Chris Stover. He had a weird list, so I didn't know exactly what to expect from him, besides the watch out for the commanders. Ended up coming down to turn 4, top of turn 4, because I seized on him. Basically, we just trade blows back and forth, just trying to kill each other's broadsides. His go down first, top of turn 3. In response, he kills one of my Riptides. Besides that, just drones dying up until that point, and fireworks dying. At the bottom of turn 3, he kills a Riptide, charges some Fire Warriors, and fails to finish them off with his Riptide and 3 commanders. So the one guy falls back, denying him a point for strike at that time. And then we end at that point on top of turn 4. I end up moving a Riptide up. That's a 1 wound, and my 2 commanders up. Kill off a Fire Warrior squad and finish off 2 of his 3 commanders. So it's just a Riptide, a bunch of characters that aren't going to do any damage, and a commander. So at that point, we called it and just talked out the rest of the game because we only had 40 minutes left. Sorry, that one's not much more of a story besides drones and us shooting each other's Riptides all day. So that's the end of it.
Drone.
Yeah, drones and drones. I will say I think drones are dumb as a Tau player, and I do think they should get changed on the FAQ. Don't know what to do, but they do need a change. They're way too good.
I really feel like, and I say this as a former Castellan player, that I think they should get the Castellan treatment. Hopefully, not push them out of competitive play, but whatever the mix is right now, whether it's the meta or just what they do, they seem just a little too overtuned.
I agree.
What are we talking about?
Drones, just
We're talking
like
drones.
Xavier protocols and stuff.
Yeah, Shaver Protocols is so fucking good, man. It's like, oh, gee. Like, maybe, like, I think if it was a 3-up, it would be a lot more reasonable. A 2-up is, like, is so crazy, man.
Or
Yeah.
even if like the drones themselves have to be within 3 inches, not just the unit. I mean, there's a lot of little things you can do to tweak it, but
Yeah.
just they're a little over 2.
Yeah, they're definitely overshooting. You could even move the shield drones to 6-up, and that would probably help a lot. It cuts down you're dumping in the drones, and none of them die.
Yeah.
I think the 4-up one's fine. The 6-up is probably a good idea. I think the suggestion about keep having to have each model within 3 would be good too.
Yeah.
But I guess the one thing I will say in Tao's defense is it does seem like there are not that many ways to play Tao.
It's basically mech and suit. It's a mech and 3 riptides.
Yeah. So there's that consideration because there's a lot of different ways. I mean, I guess I feel like Imperium has probably the most diverse lists,
I'd like to see
and then Chaos. Go ahead.
The 100 Fire Warrior lists. Those are fun. They're effectively fearless with the Imperial or Ethereal.
Yeah, I feel like the problem they run into is they just get wrapped though.
True.
Like, I mean, it is a lot of bullets, but I feel like there's ways with like 100 Fire Warriors. I feel like there's gonna be ways you can like charge from behind a wall or do some ignore Overwatch shenanigans or something like that, and really kind of fuck with them.
Yeah.
I mean, they do get a triple tap at 15 inches, so there's that going for them. My issue with them is that they are very squishy, and as you kill them, they go down quick. Like, there's not much else you can really do with them, and you have to get in that 15-inch range, otherwise they're not getting anywhere close to enough firepower.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. But Mike, it was I had a pleasure of playing him a couple weeks ago, and I was a super fan of yours. Very, very happy for you. It was a well deserved win.
Yeah, dude, way to go, man. That was fucking sick. Like, I don't know if I think we might have met at one of the Maryland GTs before. I don't know that we've talked though, but you're from Maryland, right? Like up there with like, are you from DC?
No, I'm from Maryland. I'm from where Ivan and them are at. I live in Bel Air, Maryland.
Yeah, dude. Because I've seen you around, but dude, way to go, man. That's a big win, dude. That's like really fucking cool.
I'm gonna try repeating it this weekend. Go to another major. See how that goes.
So this is your first major win. Like, what does it feel like? Like to the uninitiated.
I haven't enough time to process that.
That's awesome, man. That's so cool. Because that's kind of what our show's about. Is like we're all out here trying to do our live our best 40K life, and for some of us it's like winning tournaments, and for some of us it's like getting a sick painted army or whatever. So you've achieved our mission statement. That's very cool.
I did have a question from the crowd. What did you end up spending your prize support on, and how much?
Hey.
All right, so I'm in a slow grow league right now, so don't judge. But I bought Eldar.
Oh, come on.
Woo.
So finished out that army basically with
That's
that money.
Awesome.
Nice, man. That's nice. No, man. It was. I got to watch a couple of your games, kind of like on the because I play night, so it's generally over quick, and it looked like you were having.
Yeah.
But no, I had super fun. I know I was a little spotty on the mic earlier, but long story short, it was a great event. I know Coastal Wargaming down in Virginia Beach contributed some of. They were a partner of and shout out.
Yeah, man. All the guys from Coastal are super, super cool dudes, man.
Yeah, I think
big
it's
fan
really
of those
cool
guys.
how the DMV area, like the Maryland, Virginia, DC area that we're from, has such a diverse and like kind of growing. It's definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, it was a fun weekend. It kind of we were driving home Sunday night and got the news about Geoff, so that kind of took a dampen on it. I ended up getting, I think, 10th place. I went 4-1 overall. I'm happy with that. But no, it was a great event.
Yeah, dude. That 45th place, dude. I feel fucking great about that shit, dude. Got me some Skyweavers. Fucking
Fuck you and your.
dude, the new list is sick, dude. So what are you gonna run at the major next week, Mike?
It's the same list. I was
Same
told I
list.
was gonna change it, but I was advised not to since I won the major with it. So I guess I continue playing the same list.
I mean, dude,
Yeah.
definitely strong as fuck.
Yeah.
That was scary.
Are you looking to make any changes for Nova itself?
We probably not. This is probably my list because I got another big tournament in August for Battle for Maryland. So this,
Oh yeah.
yeah. My team's basically telling me to play this list, so I guess I'm playing this one until after Nova, and then we'll see.
Actually, do you mind giving a shout out about that? Isn't that the one Ivan's running, right?
This one Ivan's running. It's like ATC, but just 3-man teams. It happens, I believe, on August 18th.
Nice.
So that's gonna be coming up. I don't know anything else about it besides that, even though I'm playing in it. Yeah, it's gonna be August 17th and 18th. So
Very cool.
we'll see how that goes.
Best of luck with that. I won't be there, so I don't care if you win. Or you can win that. You can win that all day.
I'll try my best.
Or JC. Either one of you guys are awesome, and please.
Yeah, we'll do our best.
Dude, all the whole Maryland crew is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking sweet, guys.
I got to stay at Hotel Day Lob here.
Woo.
And Kenneth was actually my roommate for the night, and we talked like 2:00 in the morning. And I'm not saying that's why I beat him, but I no, it was fun. And the Peace Through Dacker guys, they Shane and Ivan have been on the show, and big fan of that.
Yeah, dude, I love Shane. Shane did really good, man. He ran a brand new army and he won the third bracket.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool shit.
So,
running that GSC, putting those custodes bikes down for some rusted claw demo bikes, man.
Hey.
I will say this is probably my last running Imperium Knights, though I may run them for Nova. I'm looking heavily at Chaos Knights.
Why, man? They're so bad.
Yeah, it's not like an Index Knight got second place.
So I was under the impression that the Chaos Knights did not have that feel no pain, but apparently they do.
It's a warlord trait.
It's a warlord trait. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So against mortal wounds. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I was like, they all get it? Fuck.
No, just one. It's a warlord trait. It's a 5-up feel no pain in the psychic phase, and they also get a.
Nice.
But no, I actually had a chance to talk to Austin for 15-20 minutes on Saturday night, and we poured over the codex a little bit. And there's going to be some fun stuff in.
I am looking forward to playing it. I don't think anybody's running Chaos Knights up in Virginia yet. Although I think a couple people are putting it together.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be super fun, and I'm super excited for.
And Chaos Knights are fucking gonna be super. They're gonna be really bad for Eldar Flyers. They're gonna be really bad for Plague Bearers. It's gonna be really interesting to see what goes down.
Yeah, especially since they can get smite now, because that's what we needed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Chaos Knights can smite?
One of them can, yeah, it's a relic.
That's
I
crazy.
think I think Rick is particularly enthused about that, but that may be a rumor.
It is because we needed a knight to be a psyker, obviously. Like
Yeah, right.
Two denies. It
was the only thing that was missing from 40K is a knight being a psyker. Am I right, boys?
I think Mike, you don't mind smites, right?
No, smites are fine. That's what drones are for. They get in the way.
All right, no, yeah, that's. I mean, I know I was a little lackluster on my battle reports. Sure, it was mostly day 2. That was, it was just a grind because Mark's list we've gone over multiple. It's got the Devastators, and it's just so hard to dig them out. I admit it, brought guns against him specifically. I brought thermal cannons
Yeah.
on my Crusaders specifically because he has a 2-up armor save. So I'm like, cool, make 6-ups or die, and it paid off. And it was a really close game. I whiffed badly turn one with my. I lined them up to kill the Centurions. They didn't hit Overwatch because I was a good Imperium player. Completely whiffed. So it was one of those games. One of those.
Dude, you got a tech for the competition, dude.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew it was going to pay off in turn 4
Right?
or round 4? But no, I do want to give a big shout out to George. Hell of a.
Yeah, man. The event was really fun, dude. I had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
But I know Rick, you've got some stuff coming up too, right?
Only so much in that we have discovered the 13th Legion discovered we are not the only gaming group in DC. There is a contingent that comes out from Falls Church or has ties there to the to Victory Comics, which is located there. So we're meeting up with them at the boardroom in Clarendon the 28th
Okay.
for a Sunday sort of showdown and meet and greet. Yeah.
Very nice.
No,
Love it.
that's what we want to do. Grow it, grow organic connection in the entire.
Indeed. Indeed.
What you got going on for moving forward, Pete? I heard you were painting.
Yeah, so I'm putting the boys down for a little bit, mainly because I keep waffling back and forth on my list, so they're kind of a paint project right now. And just to honestly, to carry a smaller miniatures case in my car, I have picked up Death Watch. Because I'm sure any orc or Tyranid player can absolutely feel my pain when you have one of those big battle foam magnetic bags and you run out of room.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It's like, oh, I
That'll just
have
about do it.
400 models. Oh my. And yeah. Um, so I've been picking up some Death Watch. Did a kind of a breaking them out Gray Marines game this weekend, and it was pretty fun. I'm doing the now I want to say this is probably not going to be very competitive, although I might bring it to some RTTs. I am doing the Primaris version of Death Watch, which I fully
Nice.
understand is the suboptimal version of it. Um,
They're so
but
fun though, dude. I ran that for like 6 months, kind of a change of pace. So
yeah, and I will say, so my test game I was playing against kind of a casual guard with custodies. It was basically guard, couple guard. I don't remember the exact list. It was a couple guard platoons, a few Russ tanks. I think it was like two tank commanders and some Russes, and the three custody leaders on bikes kind of list. Um,
Mhm.
Sure.
yeah, I mean nothing stood out. Just kind of a generic infantry mechanized infantry plus tanks plus guys on bikes.
But you
Um,
won it on 2, so that paid off.
yeah. So the minus, the bolt gun -1 is actually kind of nice. I hate. I actually put some hurt down on one of the custodies leaders with just straight up bolt guns. I, eh, uh, I'm sorry, bolt rifles. I need to be specific
The
because
yeah the Primaris rapid fire intercession.
yes. And for those that don't know, the big offensive difference between Primaris and regular Space Marines is their bolters go out to 30 inches, and they have a -1 rend, which when stacking with special issue ammunition is kind of neat. because it's basically
Yes, it
raising
is.
my their armor save from a 2+ to a 3+, which is not bad when you can start laying that out in actual in weight of fire. So
Or you can pick up things like Orc Boys with a 5-up save with an extra AP.
that is true. And something to keep in mind for you Deathwatch players that are salty about the fact changes. I did find a couple rounds I was just shooting standard bolts at guardsmen. Killed guardsmen
Mm.
just fine.
Yeah,
I mean, just you do have the option to not use your special issue ammunition and use bolter art and use
Bolter Discipline. Yeah.
yeah, the bolter discipline, which kind of was nice. But aside from that, it was a fun game. Obviously my MVP was the my Relic Dread. Um,
Nice. Leviathan.
yeah,
Sir
the
Leviathan.
Leviathans with the two storm cannons, they just get work done. I mean, 20 assault cannon shots hitting on twos is just yeah. Um,
Especially when you can deep strike it. Don't forget that.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. When you can deep strike it and re-roll one and add one to your wound rolls, and so when I'm sitting there wounding Russes on 3-ups, doing 2 wounds a hit and re-rolling ones to hit, yeah, it's just it's brutal. I
Seems legit.
It's kind of good. I mean, I kind of deleted a tank commander a turn with him. It was neat.
Jeez, that is not a joke.
Um,
No.
yeah. Um, and then apparently he has flamers too that I never actually got to shoot. So
Guys, Peter is not joking, people.
no, yeah. I mean
Peter is serious.
the Death Watch. It is one of those armies. It is definitely one of those armies you have to look at in kind of totality with all their stratagems and special abilities.
Sure.
What they can do. I think giving them the access to all the Space Marine Forge World goodies has definitely helped them a lot. I secretly do hope that if the rumors of a Space Marine 2.0 codex are true, I really do hope they make some significant changes to make Space Marines worthwhile. Because honestly, right now, I'm one game in, but I can very much say unless you're running Ultramarines Bobby G, there is really nothing Space Marines do that Deathwatch just doesn't do better. I mean,
It's tragic.
the only units I sort of missed were the new Primaris Infiltrators because I think they have a neat special rule, and
Yeah.
the suppressors. The suppressors are good, but really only against Tau. Um, but
Mike, how do you feel about Deathwatch?
The Marines, they die.
yeah, I mean,
I
they.
can just way fire even with the like a 3-up invuln save. I just way fire them down.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and with a 3-up armor save, it doesn't matter to me most of the time. I apologize, but Marines are probably the easiest matchup for Tau.
Oh yeah, they always have
Yeah.
been.
Yeah.
But I don't know, they're fun. And like I said, this isn't a
No.
super competitive army, but it's fun.
You're having fun with it. That's the important part.
I'm enjoying it.
I have
And my list for those that want to know, it is. Let's see. Let me pull up the list I ran as it sits right now. Hold on. It is. Let's see. Watch Captain, Smash Captain, a Watchmaster, 3 Intercessor Deathwatch squads with 3 Intercessors, a Hellblaster, a Inceptor, and an Aggressor. Sorry, 2 Hellblasters with the normal Hellblaster guns, 3 bricks of those for 1 battalion. Second battalion is a standard, pretty much a standard loyal 32. Um, Third brick is a Spearhead with a Watch Captain, 2 Contemptor Dreadnoughts with twin Lazes, and a Relic Leviathan with twin Storm Cannon arrays. So,
God, that's nasty.
um, not
Yeah, that's just nasty. No, that's nasty. Don't even. That's
I mean,
nasty.
yeah. I
But
mean, and my guard. I mean, I will say this is the first time I've played with Loyal 32, and they get work done. I can see why they're so popular.
yeah,
I kind of forgot how fast guardsmen were, which honestly was my reaction. I got a couple late turn objectives snagged with them.
Dude, that move is real fucking deal, Holyfield, man.
Yeah, dude. Move is that gets work done. Um, so I don't. It was a fun
yeah.
army.
There's a reason they're pretty much auto included in almost every list.
So I have a question, and I'm going to open this up to the wider Imperial knowledges. What I've seen them mixing with AdMech because there's the AdMech version, which is a little bit
Rusty
lower
17.
number. Um, and I believe it's 2 Tech Marines and 3 bricks of Rangers.
Yes, sir.
Um,
I run both in my list, for example.
so is it an either or question or a
It
put them both
it
in?
really depends on what you have. So the reason why I run it is because I run the Graya Forge World, which gives me access to their stratagem of deny a psychic spell if they're within 24 inches of the infantry squad on a 4-up.
Yeah.
But also because I run Imperial Guard with it for like wyverns and like artillery pieces, those tech priests in the AdMech detachment can heal my knight a turn or heal my guard vehicles D3.
That is
Nice.
true. That is true.
That you don't know how many times people have put weapons into like a wyvern or a basilisk and like, you're on 5 wounds left, it's bracketed, and then like, and I heal D3 next turn, don't worry.
Mm.
So that's kind of where it is. Most people will go with Rusty 17 if they're trying to run a very heavy elite army because it's cheaper. It's 165 versus 180. But unless you're going with like where you need 2 detachments for whatever, like Death Watch or whatever you're going for, I personally find that running both of those is pretty good.
Yep, there you
So,
go. Absolutely.
but I think we've had a good show tonight, Mike. Thank you again for coming on, man.
Yeah.
Yep, no problem. Thanks for having
Yeah,
me.
thanks so much.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you're welcome back at any time. Hope to see you
Next time,
around. Good
next
luck.
dude, you win that major next week, bro.
I'll do my best. It's gonna be
Yeah, dude.
tough.
Best
Well,
of luck,
show
man.
up, have fun.
Yep. Winning the Alpha Male for my team. That's the next goal. Because that's not major. It's not as big of an event. It feels a lot better being in a lot of the Peace Chizaka guys. Not gonna lie, they're really good.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
You got to get out the boys sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Hey, thanks again, Mike. And I
Yep.
hope everyone has a good night. And I have to do this because I forgot to do it in the intro. I'm Dan. There.
All right.
Thank you everybody for tuning in or watching our stream. If you want to watch all of our past stuff, it is up on our YouTube channel. Please follow us on social media and keep an eye on our stream link. We will be back up tomorrow on Monday at 9 o'clock with the week in 40K. Thank you everybody for joining us, and
Have a good night,
have
guys.
a good night. Oh, and one final shout out. We are looking for somebody to make the production value be gooder. So if you are a person that can make production value be gooder with the visuals and the goodness, please let us know. Thank you.
Absolutely. You guys
Everybody
have a good night.
have a good week.